Hey everybody, welcome to Eureka Springs channel. I'm Melody Purdy, your host, and you're joining us for a very, very special segment that we lovingly call Melody Mondays. And I always have a special guest, and our special guest today is Kenny Ray Jackson with Bad Jacksons, who is a wonderful artist, singer, songwriter extraordinaire. He and Kenny Ray they're great to you. I'm gonna let you he'll tell you all about himself. It's all good. But before we go to our show right quick, I'm going to give you a little bit of an announcement about some of the activities that we have coming up here in Eureka Springs here shortly. So just watch on. We've got a few events we want to tell you about. So welcome everybody to Eureka Springs channel, and you are watching us live. And on the screen, you'll see to my right, or actually to my left, I guess it would be, is Mr. Kenny Ray Jackson. Hey, Kenny Ray.
Hi, darling.
How are you today?
I am really, really great. How about you?
Well, I understand you're doing really, really great because you're taking a little bit of a break. So you're relaxing those vocal cords.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Taking a break. Good for you to take a break.
Yeah, well, I can't say that I've been relaxing the vocal cords too much, but I've not been doing 4-hour shows. So
all right.
There's that.
So
just been working on some live music or some new music at home.
Awesome. So the folks that are watching that are not familiar with your style of music and your daring duo that you are with, tell us a little bit about Bad Jacksons, if you don't mind.
Okay, well, Bad Jacksons is myself and Jackson Gibson. And we are kind of I guess you would say a cabaret piano lounge duo. He is the sheriff of Piano Town, as I like to call him. And he lets me get up and join him and do my thing and entertain the crowd. And basically what we like to do is get up and throw a party for any crowd that we get to be lucky enough to be in front of, whether it's 2 people or 200 people. We always want to try to make people have a good time, and we want to have a personal feel to it and make them feel like it's an intimate concert in their living room.
It's always a great time.
Well, thank you, dear.
You guys give a great party. I can see you guys, whether you're at Missy's or New Delhi, or I'd like to see you at a few weddings this year, actually, for entertainment, if I could get that worked out for you. So will you join me on Mondays, and we talk about music.
Absolutely. And
the lyrics that move us, and we're going to jump into that in just a second. Now, we are trying to get people to join us and watch us, and so we are going to be doing some giveaways. Now, we started this last year, and we promised a giveaway, and we have selected a winner for our giveaway. And for those that are not familiar, the giveaway is for a full year's subscription to Pandora, no ads. And that's about a $60 value. And we pulled our winner from our viewers from 2021, and we want to announce our winner. Drum roll, please. Drum roll is Marla Stewart.
Yay,
2021. Yay, Marla. Congratulations. You have won the 1-year subscription, ad-free Pandora account. So, Marla, if you'll just get in touch with me, we will fill you in on that and get that certificate to you. So be sure and contact us, and I'll try to contact her privately as well. So, Kenny Ray, we are going to be doing it again this year, but I'm doing it a little different as far as it just being a whole year giveaway. I'm going to give away a giveaway each month.
Oh. Nice.
So our giveaway for March will be at the end of March. We'll be giving away a $10 Apple Music gift card. And the way you can enter it is to watch Melody Mondays and make a comment in the comments below. Just say hi to us, say you're watching, tell us where you're watching us from. Just make a comment sometime below our little thread here on our segment, and you will be automatically entered into our giveaway for March. And we'll be giving that away at the end of March on the final Monday in March. And I believe that's the 28th. I believe that's correct. And
Yes.
so, all right. All right. So, Kenny Ray, let's jump into what you have planned for us today. You are in charge of picking our song for today. So, tell us what you have selected for us to dive into.
So I chose this wonderful song by Elliott Smith, who is a very, if not probably maybe the most influential songwriter in indie rock music from the early 90s and all the way up into the 2000s. Very talented fellow, a master of the metaphor. And so this is actually my favorite song by him. He's had so many really great things out there. Like he did a couple of songs for the soundtrack for Good Will Hunting.
Mm-hmm.
He did a song for the soundtrack for American Beauty.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and lots of good stuff for him. But he was what I love about him is he was always such a low key um, artist. He was a master of words, and he could play anything you put in front of him. Um, and he loved performing his songs, but he wasn't about all of the stuff that comes
Mm.
along with
Okay.
it. Not everyone is wired to handle that sort of attention, I think. And for a lot of us songwriters and singers and artists, we start out and we think, oh, okay, gosh, you can either go down two paths, just like, oh, let's go down for the start on this fame, that sort of thing, or it is about just sharing the things that you have in your heart and in your mind and that's going on in your life through your songs with people, and hopefully it'll touch someone and they'll get it and they'll connect with it.
Right.
And what I love about Elliot is his writing style is always so it's very ambiguous, and it really leaves it open to the listener's interpretation of what he's trying to get across to us.
Well, I'll have to say I had a little trouble with following along with this one. I give it to you. You threw a curveball on this one for me. And it's deep. I'll give you that. I don't know
It is.
exactly where we're headed. At the end of the day, I'll give you my final thoughts, what I thought it was all about. But I want to hear what your thoughts are. We're going to take it a little bit here, stanza here. I'm going to repeat it to you, and you can comment, okay, on what you think it means. Okay.
All right.
All right. So this song, for those that are watching, this is a song called "Coming Up Roses," sung by Elliott Smith. All right. I'm a junkyard full of false starts, and I don't need your permission to bury my love under this bare light bulb. Okay, I just to stop right there because I don't know
Yeah,
what the
yeah.
hell.
Because
What the
in this
heck?
song you don't really know where to stop or start in this song, because
What is
it's such
that?
a stream of consciousness sort of writing style that he's doing in this. And okay, so I'm a junkyard. Whoops, technical
Uh,
difficulty.
All right. Yeah, I'm a
Can you hear me?
junkyard. Yeah, I can hear you. It
Um,
says I'm a junkyard full of false starts. Well, hell, I know that. We all know
right.
that, right? So it says that I don't mind I don't need your permission. Well, no, that's true. But okay,
Yeah.
to bury my love under this bare light bulb.
Yeah, okay. So you can look at this as well, of course, like you just said, we all can, I think, empathize and sympathize with being a junkyard full of false starts, because I don't know anyone who has just like hit it 100%
Mm-mm,
of the time
mm-mm.
constantly. And
No,
if they tell you they have, they're probably lying.
mm, true.
But I'm a junkyard full of false starts, and I don't need your permission to bury my love under this bare light bulb. And I think what I take away from that stanza is, he's trying to come across with he's very well aware of his false starts and his failures, his shortcomings, knows his limits,
Mm-hmm.
but at the same time, he's saying that you don't need anyone's permission
Mm-hmm.
to 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 either keep the thing that you love in the light, or to
Mm-hmm.
bury it.
Right.
It's all a personal decision and a personal choice, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that's something I think that rings true with everyone, or it should anyway. Is the fact that we all have the power to make our own decisions of what to show and what not to show to people.
I get that. I get that. So I've got a couple people watching. So Marjorie Everett is watching. Thank you, Marjorie, for
Hi,
watching.
Marjorie.
Marjorie, write in the comments below if you've got some thoughts on these these words of this song. Put in the comments what's your take on it. My goodness. All right, so I'm going to go to the next stanza here. I like wow. All right, the moon is a sickle cell. Okay,
Yeah.
I'll kill you in time. Your cold white brother will ride in your blood like spun glass in sore eyes. What did you pick for me today? I don't know how to take this, Kenny.
I know.
Okay,
I usually pick
you're
like
really.
really uplifting
This is
songs,
not an
and
obvious. I can't follow it. Oh Lord.
no, this
Okay,
is a
so I'm gonna
riddle.
repeat it again. The moon is a sickle cell. I'll kill you in time. Your cold white brother will ride in your blood like spun glass in sore eyes. All right, well, just take it and tell me what you think he's saying here. I don't know.
Okay, so the moon is a sickle cell, and it'll kill you in time. So the obvious here is we're talking about the passage of time. With the moon going through its phases, and eventually it does look like a sickle, or
Okay,
a scythe
okay,
at
okay.
the end of that. And I think what he's touching on there is, the passage of time and how it will kill you. And I also think that he's this, and with this last part of the stanza, your cold white brother will ride in your blood like spun glass in sore eyes. I think that's going back to the first stanza of
Mm-hmm.
this song,
Okay,
or the first
okay.
little part of this song, where he's saying, whatever I choose to bury and
Mm-hmm.
not show you,
Mm-hmm.
is, it's always with me.
Okay.
And
All right.
and maybe that sparkle in my eye is not necessarily glee or joy. Maybe it's, you know this other person that I have to keep down in order for
I
to get
gotcha.
my to get across what I need for you to see. You
Okay.
know?
Okay. Hey, we've got another viewer here. Sorry, I can't never pronounce your name, sweetheart. Sorry, Elshire. You there, lady. I know who you are there. You're watching. You're listening to these lyrics. I know she's a big part of the Odd in
Oh,
downtown
nice.
Eureka Springs. You remember her? You know,
Yeah,
you know who I'm talking
absolutely.
about. So
Yes.
she's watching. Hey, you know some of these lyrics. I bet you can write in the comments. What do you think they're about, girl? I would be interested to see what your take is on these
I
words.
definitely want to hear what other people
Tell
think
her
about this
she
song.
listens to a lot of music. She hears a lot of people. All right, so we're gonna go to the next one here. While the moon does its division, you're buried below, and you're coming up roses everywhere you go. Red roses follow.
Right.
Oh Lord.
Okay. So, and that's a very nice verse, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Yeah.
everywhere you're coming
Yeah.
up roses everywhere you go. But I think that this is all coming back to this whole, like, the passage of time. While the moon does its division, I mean, it divides every day, doesn't it?
Yes.
And here we are, and I think that
Except
he's
I can say
probably.
that I can say this though. I'm going to interrupt you. You said that the moon divides us. I can think of a hell of a lot more things that divide us than the moon.
That's true. That's true. But the moon divides the day.
Okay. All
That's
right.
where it's doing its division. But yeah,
Division.
you're absolutely right. Yes. And you're buried below. And so again, he's talking about, what the things that we want to keep from people, the things that we think that people maybe don't need to see, and while you're keeping that down, and the world keeps turning, and the moon's doing its thing, you're still suppressing that. But even though you're suppressing that, you're having a success. And
Okay.
everywhere you go, this one side of you, this maybe even what might be a distorted version of yourself that you show to people is successful.
Okay.
And roses are coming up everywhere you step. I mean, isn't that what it is? Everything's coming up roses. It means that everything's
Okay.
great, you know?
I don't. You have a very different way of looking at this song. I just did not go this way at all
I
with this.
cannot wait to hear it. Because I'm going to have to
Interesting.
hear
The end of
yours.
it. At the end of it, I'll tell you where I think he was going at. Okay.
Okay.
Whew, Lord have mercy. Okay, I'm gonna take the next one and take the full to the rest of the song end. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. All right. The things that you tell yourself, then it'll kill you in time. Your cold white brother alive in your blood, spinning in the night sky. While the moon does its division, you're buried below, and you're coming up roses everywhere you go, red roses. So you got in a kind of trouble that nobody knows. It's coming up roses everywhere you go, red roses.
Yes. Okay. So let's look at
All
this.
right.
So I think so. Elliott Smith is his mode of songwriting is, like I said, it's very stream of consciousness and stream of thought. And I think that when we get through this and we look at this end stanza, the part that says, while the moon does its division, you're very below, and you're coming up roses everywhere you go, red roses. So you got in a kind of trouble that nobody knows, but it's coming up roses everywhere you go, red roses. So I think that maybe looking at that last little bit, so you're got in a kind of trouble that nobody knows.
Mm-hmm.
So that almost makes us have to work backwards through the meaning of this song.
Kind of
What I
blows
mean?
you different. It blows it differently, doesn't it?
It absolutely does. I mean, it makes it to it's like, okay, so you're putting across this facade for people. Maybe it's, and I can't speak to him, and I'm just going to generalize. It could be, just to be accepted and liked. You let people see this side of you, which we're all so multifaceted.
Sure.
You can't say that someone's being fake. You can say that someone is being omissive by not showing you every side of yourself. But if the side of yourself is true, then it's not being a fake. It's not a facade. It's simply the facet of yourself that you want people to see.
Okay.
And so what I think that this really winds up being about, honestly, is the ticking of time. While you hold things down that you don't necessarily want people to see because it will destroy perhaps the one facet of you that you have chosen to show to the world in general.
Okay.
You know what I mean? There are people that we show every facet of ourselves to, good,
Well, sure,
bad,
yeah,
ugly.
of course.
Of
course.
But in general, as an artist, I think that you want to be genuine. You never want to come across as fake. You can never be fake. I can't stand that.
The truth will always come out.
It always does. There is always someone from your past with a video or a photo.
Hang on, I have no past video, do I?
Me either,
I don't
darling.
think
No,
so.
none. Only painting
News
me in
at
a good
11.
light.
Okay.
Right.
Well, I don't know. I can't. For me, on this whole thing, though, I thought it was a storytelling. I thought he was telling a story, and when I got to the end of the song, it made me think of he's telling a story about some fella in his life that misstepped. He made a misstep in his life. He got in trouble, and everywhere he goes, it's coming up roses. So in my mind, he's telling a story about, okay, all these people are dying around him, and these people are in trouble, and they're dying, and they're being buried 6 feet under, and everything is coming up roses where they're buried. So my thought in it was that because of all these people that got in trouble and they died, as a result of their death, as karma is, the things that happen around a loss in general, it creates chaos in other people's worlds, but it's not always a bad chaos. Sometimes things go right, when we lose someone. It's like that it creates an atmosphere, it creates situations that change our lives or pivot us toward living a better life or living more healthy or whatever. And so I thought that the song was talking about, okay, all these people they screwed up, they died, they're 6 feet under, and in their place coming up roses.
Yes.
Okay,
I
so
love that.
that's where I went with it. I didn't go quite like you did, talking about the depth of personalities and what we do and how we act. It didn't go that way for me. I thought it was a storytelling situation.
I love that. And that's the
I
most
don't
amazing thing
know.
about songs, isn't it? Is
I
we
know.
can sit
Totally
here and
two
we can
different
listen to the
takes.
same song and it's totally different
Yep.
interpretations of it.
Yes.
I was
I
talking
want
with a
some
friend of
people.
mine.
Go ahead.
Mhm.
Go ahead. Go
Well,
ahead.
I was talking with a friend of mine about this song this morning, who is a very well-read person, and they reminded me of a poem by Sylvia Plath, which was a
Oh yeah.
very tragic figure, and people have often compared Elliott Smith and Sylvia Plath. Um, they've kind of said they're kind of one and the same, but one's more modern, of course, simply in the fact that Elliot had a terrible reputation for being well, I won't say a terrible reputation, but a reputation for suicidal ideation,
Right. Right. I
and
can
just
see
as
that
Sylvia
coming through.
Plath did,
Yeah.
and you know, in the poem by Sylvia Plath, "I Am Vertical," which you could argue that he kind of just that maybe he read that poem and was inspired by it. Um, maybe it was just maybe it's just the human condition. I mean, I don't
Mm-hmm.
know if you've ever read the Sylvia Plath poem I'm talking about, but she talks about um, there's a line in it where the name of the poem is "I'm vertical, but I would rather be horizontal.
Mm.
I'm not a tree with my root in the soil, sucking up minerals with motherly love. So in each march, I may gleam into leaf." And she goes on to talk about she's not a flower garden bed painted spectacularly, um, startling, but not cognizant.
Yeah.
And so she goes on to say in that, how she is better off. She feels more at home when she's vertical, when she is at one with the earth, and what she's alluding to in that poem, and a lot of people think that Elliot is alluding to in this song, is that it is basically her saying, how she wants to be the tree, she wants to be the flower. She'll never be those things in her poem, but as being horizontal instead of vertical, she'll be of more worth as fertilizer for the things that she wants to become.
Mm.
And so
Okay.
I was talking with my friend about this song, and we were talking, and he brought up the vertical poem by Sylvia Plath, which I'd totally forgotten about. I'd done a paper on her many years ago, and I could see how one could look at this on the surface
Mm-hmm.
and see how it might be about his suicidal ideation, simply because he feels like he's having to keep a part of himself suppressed
Mm-hmm.
in order to get people to expose people to his music. Um, I don't necessarily buy into that. But
Okay.
I do like the fact that what you just went on there um, kind of went along with the same thing of the where everybody's dying,
Mm-hmm.
and everybody dies where you go. It's coming up roses, and
Yeah.
so you're making fertilizer. I've talked to other people about this song too. It's like I said, I've been considering a couple of different songs for this week just to throw you for a loop.
Well, you
And
totally did. Trust me. There's no
and
doubt.
so and I was talking with another fellow about this, and he's like, and he listened to the song, read the lyrics, and was immediately like, well, this is a song about drugs. This is a song about shooting up.
Mm-hmm.
The roses are. I mean, I've never done that, but I guess you pull blood back into your syringe, and it's like a little blossom of red, and then it's like coursing through your veins, your cold white brother.
God, this is
Now
so
I could,
dark. Lord have
yeah,
mercy.
I could understand how people could
Yeah,
see that,
yeah.
but I honestly do not think that that's what Elliott Smith was talking about in
Okay,
this particular song. I think that sort of mindset for him came later on in his life.
okay.
Um, and oddly
Maybe.
enough, he died after he got sober. He was sober for 2 months,
Wow.
and his he wound up with just to go a little darker. He wound up with two stab wounds in his chest that
Good
the
God.
coroner initially said was suicide,
Mm-hmm.
but there was no hesitation mark. So the case is still open.
Oh
And this
wow.
happened, I believe, in 2004. But anyway, if anyone wants to read up on Elliott Smith, there's some really great, or watch, there's this really great documentary about him and his music and his life called Heaven Adores You.
Okay.
Look it up. It's totally worth a look see,
All
and it
right.
gives you more insight into him. But I want to take away from this myself. I want to take away from this a more positive viewpoint of it, of the fact that it's a multifaceted thing.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're blessed, you're blessed. And even those dark facets are blessed. And even if you choose not to show them to people, um, it's still a part of you.
Yep.
And if you're blessed, then it's still going to be roses everywhere you go. I mean, everything is it's gonna work out for you. I mean, you just have some hope, and then those dark things, if you don't want to show those to people, don't. If you don't want to show them to yourself, don't. As long as they don't affect your well-being mentally and physically.
All right. Spoken from the true philosopher, Kenny Ray. I love you for that. I love that. As a songwriter and an artist, I know every weekend when you're singing, I know you can hear the commentary, how music moves people in your audience as they're listening to you sing, how the lyrics, and you're left open to interpretation. And that's exactly why we're doing this. If you are watching our segment, and go and listen to Coming Up Roses, sung by Elliott Smith, and come back and tell us, what do you think about this song? Write in the comments, what do you think the lyrics mean? We'd be interested to know. Kenny and Ray and I would love to hear what you think about this song. So write in the comments, what do you think it means, and maybe how has it affected you in any way by listening to this song.
Yeah,
Like I said, I listened to it. I came out with something totally different than you did, and I think that's the beauty of why we're doing this. Is
that is a
because
successful song right there.
that's a successful song for us to be sitting here together and be talking about how it means something different to each one of us. So let us know what it means to you guys. And be entered, if as long as you make a comment in our section below, make a comment. We will enter you into our giveaway, which we are giving away. Remember, we're giving away a $10 Apple Music gift card at the end of this month for March. And you can also support our network here by tipping us. We have a tip jar if you'd like to tip Kenny Ray and I. You can do that at our Venmo link there. And most importantly, we would hope that you would like and share us and follow us on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. We love our fans, and so we appreciate you watching us today. Kenny Ray, I appreciate you taking the time and effort to find this wonderful song. I won't say it's my favorite. I won't say that I would be turning it on and listening to it every day. But I like the lyrics and how they made me think. And
And that's exactly the whole point of it, right?
that's why we're doing
Just
this.
for it to get a conversation going and to get different points of view on things, because
I,
words matter, people.
they
Words
do
matter
matter.
so very, very much.
They do. Thank you, Kenny Ray, and we'll see you. You're playing. Tell everybody where you're playing this weekend, right quick, if you don't mind.
Oh yeah, yeah. So we're back in the swing of things this week. We are going to kick off our season at New Delhi Cafe and Patio this Saturday from noon until 4. So come catch the Bad Jacksons, me and Jackson Gibson, and we'll sing you some songs and make you laugh, make you cry, maybe. I don't know.
All
We
right,
do
I
both of
love
those
it.
things.
You do a fantastic job. You both do. Thank you so much,
Thank
Kenny
you.
Ray, for joining us. We'll see you
Always our
again
pleasure.
next Monday. All right.
Indeed.
All right. Thanks a lot, Kenny Ray. And
Thank
so we will appreciate Kenny Ray joining us. He always makes me think, Lord have mercy, that boy. He is something else. I love him. Be sure and go catch him live here in Eureka Springs. He has a great show. And he and Jackson Gibson, they do a fantastic, wonderful duo. Thanks for watching us. Don't forget to make a comment in the comments below about our segment. Just say hi, wave your hand, do something, and you'll be entered into our giveaway. And I'm going to follow this up by one more announcement about an upcoming event here in Eureka Springs I think you all will enjoy knowing about. So thanks for watching us. Bye-bye, guys.